I was looking at this article here about the uptick of violence in Waikiki over the past few years. I'd say it's pretty accurate. But what I think needs to be known is that there hasn't been an increase in petty criminals. They've always kind of been here, and that's what it is for the most part. It's just, you know, petty crime. And the violent crime does come out of that, but it's just that it's generally the same amount of ne'er-do-wells. It's just that their desperation has increased. As the lockdowns happened a couple years ago, it scattered a lot of people, and it kept people off the streets. I mean, when they first happened, even though at the time I didn't know exactly what it was, I knew it wasn't what they were saying it was. So I wasn't really afraid to go out. I imagined that there would be, I'd see a lot of other people out. But no, this place is a ghost town. That really scared the shit out of people, you know, which is kind of sad. Like, it shows you what the backbone of the people currently is, and it's not very good. It's not a good picture. So whereas before, like, and even now, when I come out here, like, a lot of times, at least a couple times a week, maybe someone will approach me to see if I want to buy drugs. You know, you've probably seen it here in videos. And I'm just like, no, it's cool, man. You know, whatever. During that time, there were like 5 guys every time I left the house going, "Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy anything?" You know, it was a desperation kind of thing. You know, because there's just no one around. There's a significant amount of the population that subsists on the goodwill of the larger portion of the population. And when that larger portion goes away, the ones that subsist on their goodwill and handouts get incredibly desperate. And because there's just nothing to go around. So, I mean, that scenario, you just follow that to its logical conclusions. And I've said it before, like, it seems like a lot of whereas you get a lot of people asking you for stuff, or sort of street people, they're much more aggressive now. You know, that's why I try to maintain my ignore switch. You know, I always keep it on very high, because if you say anything, it doesn't matter what it is, like no, sorry, or thank you, or whatever it is, how you doing? They'll use that to suck you into some kind of interface, you know? Like, you say anything. Like I was talking about Bon Jovi. You know, Bon Jovi. Fuck Bon Jovi. You think Bon Jovi's good? Those first 2 albums are the only thing they had. You know what I mean? They'll do anything. They just want that interface. And at that point, it can turn anywhere from into a shouting match where you look like the psycho. That's the whole thing about engaging with these people in some kind of situation. Everyone kind of expects them to do that and act that way. So when you lose control of your emotions and go all in on one of these encounters, you look like the asshole. Everyone thinks you're the psycho. And if the cops show up, you're the one that's going to go to court. You're the one that's going to have to pay whatever fine it is. And nothing's going to happen to the other guy. So he's already going to be down the street bothering someone else. So you have to, like, you really got to work on that ignore. And it's kind of, you know, it's anti-intuitive. Like, if you're walking and you hear someone, like, say, hey, or whatever, they're throwing a thing in your direction, audio noise in your direction to try to get you to acknowledge them, you're going to do it, like, usually, because, you know, that's kind of how it is. It's how life has been. You know, for me, if someone tries to call me or reach out to me and say, hey, good, you know, you instinctively just want to turn that way. You have to fight against that. And I'm pretty good at it. Sometimes to hilarious results. You know, I've had a guy, just fairly recently, I was thinking, like, down by that store I go into all the time. Well, the one I walk up to buy cigarettes and stuff. And the guy's just, like, right next to me. Hey, brother. You just gotta keep going, keep rolling. Act like you don't speak English or act like you're deaf. You have to do that. There's nothing else, because you can't give them anything. And now if they want to get upset you're ignoring them, that could be something at some point too. Then you move you've upgraded your unfortunate situation. You know, you're not really in control of any of this. The only thing you're in control of is yourself. If someone's going to want to ruin your night or cause problems with you, they're gonna try. You know, it's your job to not let them have that, and they'll take it. They'll take anything, any kind of exchange with you, negative, positive. It's always a win-win for them. So if you don't hand over money or whatever it is they want, they can always have an altercation with you. So you can't like do anything. Like I have some guys that around here that I always give stuff to because I kind of know them. You know, I've kind of had interactions with them and I kind of know what they're about. And you know, if I have something, I'll always hook them up. But there's just an endless stream of people that will just come up to you asking for things if you spend a lot of time out here. And yeah, what happens is when your response is in the negative, you get put on a meter, and at the low end of the meter, it's muttering at you under their breath, and at the high end of the meter, it's a haymaker coming through your head. And that's just how it is. You have to be aware of that stuff. It's all about mitigation. It's just like you know what I always say about evil and evil forces. It's all about mitigation. And also, like walking around here, kind of knowing just very simple things will keep you out of a problem. Stay out of dark areas. Like, perfect example. See that street right there? See all the darkness there? You could be in a real busy area, right? Like this one. But the dark areas is where people will sit in there. You know, people who want to ruin your night will sit in there. There's over by where where that stabbing was, over by the bus stop. If you take a left there, there's a little section of the street that has no lights. There's always people in there. It's like a little nest, like just a nest of bad intent sitting in there. You got to stay away from dark places. It's simple. It's just, you have to do it. It's one thing to know it, but to make a point of doing it. Like, there's certain streets that I walk on at certain times of day, and it changes depending on sometimes on the day of the situation, or if it's nighttime. I have a whole bunch of little things I do, and I have to, just because I want to avoid nonsense. I'm not afraid of any of these fucking assholes out here. What I want to avoid is nonsense, you know? Yeah, I'm not, fuck the people. I'm usually looking for demonic entities, you know? That's something to worry about if you're going to worry about anything, not these fucking assholes out here. But yeah, just stick to where there's, just some regular shit. Stick to where there's people. Stick to the well-lit areas. And even keep in mind that in the well-lit areas, you'll have little sections of like dark. And in those little sections, you want to just stay away. To just cross the street, like get in another area. And you can kind of tell who's going to be a shithead. Or at least I can, for at least a block out. Just adjust your pathing. Adjust your pathing. If you stick to doing that alone, that's going to eliminate 90% of your problems. Now, there's always going to be something you didn't see coming. You know, I've had people run up on me and stuff like that, and you can't do much about that kind of stuff. But there are ways to mitigate the everyday 90% of what's going to, be coming toward you. You know, you see someone that looks a certain way, standing on a corner. Don't just avoid that corner. You know, you can tell. At least I can. So just do that. It's simple. Always go where there's people. Always go where there's light. Always go where there's God. Light, life, God. Darkness, hiding behind the bus stop, evil. That's how you do it. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.